Juventini. Welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel where it's all Juve all the time. I'm Alberto, and we are going to hit you with the news surrounding Juventus to January 14th. Okay. And we're going to kick it off with a little bit of the transfer rumblings, and then we'll get to the press conference ahead of our match tomorrow versus Udinese. All right. Now, in terms of the Mercado and just what's going on in the rumblings, obviously everything with Artur and Arsenal continue. Okay, there was contact 5 days ago, and the player apparently is open to joining Arsenal. Everything is set. Juventus would like to sell him outright, or at least have an obligation there after the loan. Arsenal is just looking for a loan. The player will not leave Juventus without Juventus finding a replacement. Okay, so honestly, I don't expect it to even happen or go down. We will wait and see and continue to monitor it. In terms of the midfield, there are a couple names being thrown out there. Loftus-Cheek, Chelsea player, is one of them. No thank you from me. Bruno Guimaraes, Juve likes him a lot. I would like that as well. Price tag of 45 million euros makes it extremely difficult, though. So yeah, those are a couple of names now circulating around the Juventus camp. There have been contacts between Juve and the agent of Zenit striker Azmoun, but talks are not advanced. It's more just showing interest. Juve does want to seize an opportunity and make a big signing this summer. This is probably what prevents them from doing anything this winter, and that's kind of what I've been gearing at towards a lot of the questions that have been coming at me on Twitter and even here on YouTube, is that I fully believe Juve is looking to make big moves in the summer, and I don't think they want to do anything right now that's going to basically hinder those plans or slow them down or make it more difficult. Okay, so don't expect a whole bunch, in my personal opinion. And now we get to the biggest of the rumblings, and that's Paulo Dybala. Okay, a lot of news circulating out there that Paulo Dybala is not happy, and he's going to be looking to move and on a free and move away from Juventus. Inter being thrown out there as a team waiting to capitalize on that. Okay, there are also other teams that would be interested too. They're throwing out Atletico Madrid, Tottenham, all these clubs. And then it's been debunked by Giovanni Albanese, and he's just saying, look, this is done. So he's sticking with what Romeo Agresti was saying, that back in October, it was complete. Okay, it is all done. They're waiting on the particulars to be done by his agent, his brother, who needs to be set up as an agent in dealing in Italy. This also strikes me as completely strange to hear that or whatever. But nonetheless, even Mirko Di Natale, who joined us not that long ago, has jumped onto this one and saying everything was done back in October. There is nothing concrete showing that this is true. Okay, and right now it is only just rumors and nothing more to it. Nobody can back this up out of the credible guys. And they're saying that it's done, and February is the next meeting, and nobody can say otherwise, that the contract wasn't done and that everything's all set until that meeting in February goes down, because February is when it's expected to sign. The interesting thing about it is that Allegri, in his presser today, which we will get to, has said that nobody will be extended and everybody's going to be monitored. Everybody will be monitored in March and April. So this is very, very interesting. You're hearing things all over the place. But again, a situation we're all going to monitor. I would be surprised if Paulo does not sign the new deal put forth by Juventus. I think it's been pretty clear that his intention is to stay. However, you could see it with how this thing has played out for so long. Okay, we're going on 3 years now, really. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And don't forget the summer when Paratici tried to push him out. And the only thing stopping that Lukaku-Dybala swap was Dybala not being willing to leave. So don't ever forget that. Anything can happen. Now let's get to the press conference ahead of Juventus and Udinese. That match will take place tomorrow, and Max Allegri had his press conference. Again, he reiterated this is the Juventus squad, okay, in which we will have to finish the season in the best possible way. He spoke about Bonucci and said he had a little setback yesterday and will not be available to play tomorrow. And Danilo is not ready yet. Okay, so Bonucci will not take part tomorrow, and Danilo will not as well. He spoke about Udinese, saying tomorrow we face a physical team that defends very well. It will be a different game to those against Roma and Inter, and they're going to need to be patient. And he reiterated about contracts in general. And he said, these are not concerns to me. Okay. And he said he's raised Dybala and he expects a lot from him in the second half of the season. And there's no questioning his value. Paulo is a great player. In terms of Pellegrini, he said Pellegrini could start tomorrow. Max Allegri questioned about Alexandro. He said, unfortunately, Alexandro, the mistake happened, but defensively, he had a great game. So he continues to stand behind his players. Allegri, we are working well with maximum commitment. We must remain calm, but absolutely focused on our objectives. He says he is still not chosen between Kulishevsky and Bernardeschi for tomorrow's match against Udinese. And he was talking about problems with relying on players whose futures hang in the balance. And that's basically a question directly related to contract and transfer rumors and whatnot. And he says there's too much amazement about this stuff. It's a normal thing. When there are managers who come to the end of their contracts, it's not that they're less committed. So, yeah, just speaking to anyone in general when the contracts come in, and it's just basically doesn't change the commitment level of players and or managers, anyone involved. So there you have it. Allegri talking about if you do badly on the pitch, you don't get a contract at Juve or anywhere else. And Arriva has been very, very vocal about everybody being on the same page, no matter the name that's on the back of the kit, and they will all be evaluated equally. Allegri reiterated that Arriva Bene explained the situation well, and that all assessments will be made in March, April. It's a question of a program we just have to think about working, and I think it's just going to be thinking about, again, what that plan is in the summer. So it'll be very, very interesting. And Allegri said that Chiellini, after the Super Cup, he thought he'd find him back after 10 days, needing to recoup. But he said today he was breathing, just making another one of these funny little remarks there. De Ligt and Rugani will play tomorrow. Okay. Allegri asked about Rabiot. He said Rabiot played a good game at the San Siro and he outplayed Barella in the one-on-one. He's a player dedicated to sacrifice, and I'm satisfied with his game, the Super Cup. There you go. Bonucci, in terms of his altercation with the intersecretary there on the sideline, said he has been fined, and I think the case is closed. I think Juve has always had straightforward and respectful behavior towards referees. Yeah, this needs to be talked about a lot less. There have been many situations across all sports like that, and it was pretty mild in the grand scheme of things. Things got heated. It is what it is. We move on. Okay. And now let's get to basically just a recap of this. Okay. And that is that Danilo isn't 100%. Bonucci suffered a knock. De Ligt and Rugani will play at center back. Chiellini needs to rest. Pellegrini could start. He will be evaluated tomorrow. Szczesny will play in goal. And between Kulishevsky and Bernardeschi as to who is going to play. Okay. And yeah, so there you have it on a recap of Max's presser ahead of Juve Udinese. We love hearing from all you Juventini. The support has been tremendous. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's all Juve all the time. And one last little tidbit that has just come out is that Chiesa will undergo his surgery to repair the ACL injury that he suffered, and that will be tomorrow in Innsbruck. He has chosen to go to Innsbruck, and then he will begin his rehabilitation to be his best for next season. Okay, so he has chosen Innsbruck to get the surgery done. All right, best of luck. In bocca al lupo to Chiesa. Hoping for a speedy recovery. And, we've seen a lot of comparisons made back to the injury that Del Piero suffered, the same injury, whatnot. But sports science has come a long way. We will wait and see. Hopefully, Chiesa remains largely unaffected. I think the mental part of it is the biggest hurdle now, whereas back in the day, sports science isn't where it's at now. And players were largely affected, especially when it came to pace. Del Piero's pace was cut drastically. I don't think that's going to be the case with Chiesa. But again, best of luck to our young stud. And we will talk to you all tomorrow on the Match Day Live here as we get ready and get pumped for Juve Udinese, which must be 3 points. That'll be tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Can't wait to see you all there and chat Juve. Fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao.